Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and to all you believers out there who believe on the gospel. It's the brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. Now I want to go into a lesson, speaking on Jacob's trouble, as well as the salvation of the nation of Israel, what he elected a nation of Israel, that will lead to all Israel being saved, and also the destruction of our enemies, starting with the so-called white man Esau Edom. You see? Now, the destruction of Esau Edom rulership, beginning with America, right? The society in a whole, the destruction gonna come in 1 hour, right? 1 hour, 1 day. And that's gonna happen at the coming of the Lord Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. When the Lord and the angels make their appearance, as the scripture said, they go start in the east. During World War III, Yahweh Shai and the angels go make their appearance in the east, destroy the armies in the east, as it is written in 2nd Ezra 13, as it's written in Joel 3, right? And then it says in Matthew 24, as lightning shining from the east to the west, so also shall the coming of the Lord be. So after the Lord Yahweh Shai destroy the armies in the Middle East, Valley Jehoshaphat, right? He gonna make his way over here to America to destroy Babylon the Great in that 1 hour, as it is written, man. And during that time, the elect gonna get saved. And that's what I want to touch on in this lesson. You see, that the elect will be saved in that last hour of Jacob's trouble, man. Because we gonna be going through Jacob's trouble. Shit, we already in the beginning stages right now. You see, we gonna be going through the famines. We gonna be going through the concentration camps, different pestilence, people dying, newly created creatures, so on and so forth. You see, the citizens overcoming the rulers, the government, no more police. Pretty much the purge, man. We gonna be going through that. But when Yahweh Shai make his appearance, it's only gonna take the Lord 1 hour. And within that hour that he go destroy America, the elect will get saved up out of here, man. Matter of fact, let me bring this out real quick, because it's in 2nd Ezra 13. Because I had mentioned how the Lord, he gonna destroy the armies, then make his way over here, man. It says 2nd Ezra 13 and 49. It says, now when he destroyeth the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain, man. You see that? Defend his people from the situation we go be in, Jacob's trouble, so on and so forth. Before we get into that last hour that the elect will get saved, let's get some of these things in that we will be going through, man. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 15, and I'm gonna start at 14, just real quick, and then we can get into that last hour of Jacob's trouble, right? The 2nd Ezra 15 and 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Right? It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, man. Let's talk about these uproars that's about to take. We already seen uproars, but it's gonna be worse. It ain't gonna be now like you see where you got the citizens standing face to face with police officers and troops, and the citizens all on Instagram getting videos just to show they at the protest. No. As soon as you step up, you gonna be getting shot, man. You got drones flying. You gonna have these mercenary troops on a whole nother level. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, man. You see? A uprising against the government. It says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Now you can call the police on people, you feel me, disturbance. You can call the police, if you going through a problem. Well, in that day in Jacob's trouble, the police gonna be trying to save their own life and their household own life. They ain't gonna have time to save nobody else on life. It's gonna be every man and woman for themselves, man. If you don't got the Lord, you're gonna be in a bad case scenario. You see? And this is what we're gonna have to be saved out of, man. In that last 60 minutes, In and ultimately from under the hand of the oppressor, man, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, you know, because he leading a charge with these other nations. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? The city will be shut down. Checkpoints, martial law. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation, a famine, man. Your next door neighbor who you so cool with, hey Bob, waving a hand, getting the mail, taking the trash out. Well, Bob will be breaking into your house, trying to take your food. If you ain't got food, Bob might eat your little child, man. Cannibalism, man. It says for great tribulation. Matter of fact, let me go to 2nd Ezra 16. 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand and fail. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as a scourge for amendment, man. You see? And I get this one more precept, then we can get into Yahweh Shai coming, man. Get his Lord willing in that last hour. But real quick, this Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But watch this, but he shall be saved out of it, man. The Lord go come get us out of that when he come back, man. The same time he go come back to destroy America, man. You see? So that's pretty much going into Jacob's trouble, the things we gonna be going through. But remember, let me snag this in Matthew 24 real quick. Matthew 24, it said, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall Yahweh Shai make his appearance. Right? So we go on, you know, we don't know how long Jacob's trouble gonna be. You know, we can't just say, oh yeah, it's gonna be 3 months and 2 weeks. You know, we don't know exactly. We just know each day will be closer to the Lord, man. To the Lord coming. But let me get this. This is Matthew 24, and I'm gonna start at 27, as I mentioned earlier. For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right? He will make his appearance in the east and then come over here to the west. It says, for whereas the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, you see, so whenever Jacob's trouble reaches peak, you know, once Jacob's trouble about to be over with, right? It says immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So immediately, so it's telling you, Jacob's trouble ain't just gonna be no 2 years we going through Jacob's trouble and running, pilgrims in America just running for 2 years straight, scared. You know, no, man. Like, remember, Matthew 24, it said what? Let me snag it since we right here. Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, you see, and except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. See, we about to go through times that never happened on earth, and that's never gonna happen again. But for the elect's sake, the Most High go shorten that time. Because if not, everything and everybody gonna die, because the white man that wicked. You see, and that evil. But he goes shorten the time for the elect's sake. That's why the Lord said back in 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days, man. You see that? Let's read on, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now let's go into that 1 hour. Revelation 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues. This is talking about that shout from the Lord telling the elect in the Hebrew tongue to come out of Babylon. And that's when the elect will get beamed up, so they don't have to taste the missiles and the fire from the chariots that's going to touch down, man, on this soil. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Right? Now let's get down to the point, because this is going into the destruction of America. Right? It says, verse 16, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Right? Talking about America, living deliciously. People living without care. The land of opportunity, land of the free and home of the brave. You could become rich. You know, all the women you want, TV. You know, that's America. But watch what it say. Because remember, we're going into the destruction of America. The Lord already said, come up hither. You see? So let's read what they say. Verse 17. Matter of fact, I'm going to start up at 15 again. It says, Revelation 18 and 15, it says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. Because why? The Lord and the angels destroying it. It says, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, purple, scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Watch this. For in 1 hour, a legit 60 minutes, for in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by the sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And people are already saying that America, the greatest kingdom ever known of man. Ain't no country like America. You see? If you don't like it, get out, go to back to Africa. You know? Right, people gonna realize, damn, when America get destroyed, down that place really destroyed that quick in 1 hour. You see, by fire, the fire from the chariots and those fire from those ICBM missiles, man. Right, I'm gonna read that again. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. You see, for in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. Now, we see that in 1 hour, America got destroyed. Within 1 hour, the Lord coming back. Because remember, he said, come up hither. Then after that, it said in 1 hour, America got destroyed. But let's see what's going to happen in that same hour. In that same hour. There's Revelation 11. And I'm going to get straight to the point. Because it's talking about the Israelites' dead bodies. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to verse 8. The Israelites' dead bodies in America, man. Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies, talking about spiritually dead, us without this truth. You know, again, going back to Ezekiel 37, those valley of dry bones, that's the Israelites without the truth. No, thinking we niggers and Mexicans and, you know, not knowing our power, not knowing our Lord, Yahushua. You see, not knowing the law, statutes, commandments, we was dead out here, man. But it says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. What's that great city again? We just read it in Revelation 18. Remember that the nation gonna be shocked that that great city was destroyed in only 1 hour? Well, we talking about this same great city. Because this is where the bulk of the Israelites are at. All 12 tribes are in America. Just like in Egypt. It says, and their dead bodies shall line the street of that great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Right? Verse 11, going down. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. And that's us in this time period, starting with Elder Abba Bivens, man. You see? You know, us coming back to who we are in America, in captivity, like it's written in Baruch. The spirit of life is entering back into us, you know? And it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And we standing on our feet right now doing what? Prophesying. That's why you see the brothers, elders, apostles, different camps, out on the highways, hedges, standing up on our feet prophesying. But watch what happened after we prophesy. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Now we just read the same thing in Revelation 11. It said, we heard a voice said, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive none of her plagues, right? Well, this that voice saying, come up hither, so the elect could get beamed up. But this is something I want to point out, because remember, how long did it take America to get destroyed? 1 hour, right? Let's read on. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, the chariot, and their enemies beheld them. Watch this. And the same hour, that same 1 hour, and the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, which is a complete number of people. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. So when the elect hear that voice, come up hither, within that same hour the elect go get beamed up, it's the same hour America go get destroyed, man. You see that? The same hour America go get destroyed. Because remember, we reading right here, that great city that, you know what I mean, we was there, and in the same great city we will be beamed up in, man. You see? That last 60 minutes of Jacob's trouble, the Lord gonna make his way over here, destroy America within that 60 minutes, and the elect will get beamed up in that same 60 minutes, man. Because you got to remember, in Peter, it said what? And Peter said this. This is 1 Peter 4 and 17. It says, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, Jacob's trouble. And if it begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? Watch this. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, you see, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear, man? So it's telling you the righteous go scarcely be saved, man. You know, scarcely, which is barely, almost. By the, you know, they say what, by the, skin of your, yeah, barely saved. Hey, when you see ICBM missiles falling down, you, Lord willing, we at that number go be going up at the same time, because it's within that same hour, man. We have to scarcely be saved up out of here, you know. Matter of fact, let me get another one. I wind it down. This is 2nd Ezra 7. 2nd Ezra 7, and straight to the point. Verse 42, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory doeth abide. Right, America ain't the end all be all. This ain't the kingdom of heaven. You see? And that's what our people think. That's why they got that YOLO spirit, man. Because they think, well, it's my only life and only live once. I'm going to go all out, get rich or die trying. No, it's not the end. The Lord got something better for us, man. And so it says, this present life is not the end, where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. Watch this. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. Right? The day of doom is the end of this time. Remember, it says Esau is the end of the world. So the day of doom, when that destruction comes, will be the end of Esau. And but remember what it says in 2nd Ezra, Esau is the end of the world, and what? Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? So when the day of doom come, which is when America get destroyed, which is Babylon the Great, Esau get taken out of his rulership, the day that Yahweh and the angels come back. It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, the end of this age. It says, and, so simultaneously, so the same day that the day of doom come, it says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. The day of doom gonna be the same day the elect get saved, man, in that same 60 minutes, man. The last 60 minutes of Jacob's trouble. Because we're gonna be saved out of Jacob's trouble. We read that in Psalms 91. We're gonna be saved out of Jacob's trouble, man. You know? You see? I'm ended off on this. And Lord willing, makes sense. This Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 5. It says, for by what things their enemies were punished, by the same they in their need were benefited, man. You see that? For example, the famine go come. Our enemies go be punished by starving. The Most High go starve them out during the famine. But in that same famine, he gonna feed us. Right? So when Yahweh and angels come, sending that fire along with the missiles, by the same things our enemies go be punished, by them same chariots, we go be beamed up into them, man. Lord willing, in that same hour. I'm gonna read it again. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 5. For by what things their enemies were punished, by the same they in their need were benefited, man. And we gonna need salvation in that time, because the only way to escape fire is to be lifted above that fire, man. And that's only possible through Yahweh Shai, the angels, and the so-called UFOs, man. You see? So I just want to go into that, man. Salvation go coming in that last hour of Jacob's trouble, because that's gonna be that same hour that the elect will be beamed up that same hour. America will get destroyed, man. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Shem Chakodash. And with that, Shalom.